What's good, fam? It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com. Thank you very much for joining me tonight on Wednesday, September 9th. I hope you had a great Labor Day weekend with your friends and your family. Thank you very much for joining me. Throughout the week, I know the videos continue to pop up on our YouTube channel, but don't expect anything less. It's grind mode. And when you cover Alabama football, you want the best, and we hope we deliver the best right to you right here on BamaInsider.com. Remember, the free promo code at BamaInsider.com is simply Roll Tide. We got a call online. The number is 205-850-8083. At the top left of this video and at the bottom of the screen. Take your calls tonight to talk Alabama football. Again, the call line number is 205-850-8083. So everybody wants to know about Christian Barmore. Look, this is what I can tell you right now. And, I'll be straight with you. There's a lot of smoke right now that there was some sort of dust up with him during Saturday's practice. I don't know that for sure. I know there's a lot of rumors that get circulated. I was not at the practice, number one. We hear things, number two. Everything that we gathered, there was some sort of, Barmore is an emotional guy, number one, from what we gather. But we can't tell you for certain if there was some sort of shouting match. I know that's kind of the rumor. What I can tell you that is factual right now is that he was at practice yesterday and that Barmore was at practice today. Yes. Christian Barmore was at practice today. So, if there's something out there that he left or he's not on the team anymore, that's false. He was at practice today, which is good news for Alabama. I think you have to know something going forward. If there's any of these dust-ups or any of these shouting matches, you got to think that this happens a lot more than you think. I mean, you get a bunch of alpha mentality guys on the same field. It's hot. A lot of these guys have the goal of perfection. Pretty much all of them do, right? And when things don't go well, when things don't go right, these guys are obviously going to bark at each other. So don't be surprised if you hear that there's, some sort of dust ups or these guys get into arguments or fights. It's part of football. It's part of practice. These guys haven't hit another opponent. That's why I feel so strongly about Alabama going against Missouri. But what I can factually tell you right now, and I know everybody wants to know about Christian Barmore, is that he was at practice today. Okay. So rest assured, he's all right. So we got our first call in line. We're going to take a call coming in. Hello, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who I'm on the line with and where are you calling in from? Hello, are you there? All right. Looks like we might have dropped that call. So call in line is 205-686. Sorry, we got a new call online, so I'm still getting used to it myself. 205-850-0883 is the call online. So I appreciate it. Hey, Colin, what's up, Colin? This is Colin Martin. Hey, and I'll tell you this. This is one of my great friends. Live in Tuscaloosa until recently, which I miss him. But we go to Greasy Hands here in Tuscaloosa, and Killen actually cut my hair this time. So if you're looking for a fade, if you're looking for a haircut, go to Greasy Hands and definitely get your cut on. All right. It's your show, everybody. So you can call in 205-850-0883 is the call-in line number. And I think Alabama, it's a big week for the Crimson Tide because the Crimson Tide going into this week number 2, with a scrimmage on Saturday. And I think it's a great opportunity for some of these quarterbacks to really showcase their ability in game situations. Obviously, Mac Jones, from what we gathered last Saturday, had a very strong performance against the first-team defense. And that's not surprising. The thing that I've always liked about Mac Jones is his ability to kind of shake off his disappointments when he's not playing the best and come right back with it. This is a guy who has a lot of experience coming back, and I have a lot of confidence in him. And I think that, Alabama's offense certainly is going to be so dangerous. Whether it's Mac Jones, whether it's Bryce Young, whether it's Paul Tyson, I think each of these quarterbacks can get the job done. Yeah, I think all of them can get the job done because the offense is just so dangerous, right? I've heard there's a couple guys that have been out for one thing or another, but I think Alabama should enter the season, at least into the second week, very healthy, which is great. I hope you caught, by the way, Najee Harris's campaign on YouTube, on his YouTube channel. Go check it out. All right, we got our first super chat in. Thank you so much. And hey, before I get going and before we get started, all super chats go to Kyle Henderson tonight. Last night we fed the big man, Andrew Bone, and tonight they're coming to the house, Kyle Henderson. So thank you so much. Brandon, what's up? In your opinion, what is the probability that one of our players will win the Heisman? If any, who do you think will have the best chance in doing so? I think that, you got to look at, number one, the fact that Alabama's 2 Heisman Trophy winners have both been running backs, right? So coming into this season, Najee Harris is calling it the campaign, right? And there's a reason he's calling it a campaign, because he's on a mission. I mean, from what we gather, there's everybody else at Alabama, and then there's Najee Harris. He's playing at a whole other level. I mean, he has the ability to be the best college football running back in the nation. And I think he already is striving for that. But I think from what, we hear, he's just on a whole nother level. If they feed him the rock enough, I think he can certainly win the Heisman Trophy. Now, there hasn't been a Heisman Trophy winner at the wide receiver position since, I believe it was, I think it might have been like 1992. What was that? Someone looked that up on the stat box. I think it was Desmond Howard. I think he scored something ridiculous, like 22 touchdowns or something like that. How many touchdowns theoretically could Jalen Waddle score? Well, okay, let's say he scores 2 special teams touchdowns, up to 2. He catches 10 receiving touchdowns, up to 12. And then, maybe like a jet sweep or something like that, a couple times, 3. So, is he going to score 20 touchdowns? The problem is, I think too many people are scared of Jalen Waddle, and they're not going to, put him in this position to hurt them. So I would think Najee, number one. Probably, maybe even, could it be Mac Jones, right? If he has a stellar season, I know that's a long shot, but I would go Najee Harris, probably Jalen Waddle, and then long shot Mac Jones. I don't know. Sign off in the comment box. Thank you so much, Brandon, for the super chat. I sincerely appreciate it, man. Thank you, everyone, for following us tonight on BamaInsider.com. Hey, little Joe, I want to put you on the spot right here, man. I know this is a heated time for everybody, and everybody has opinions, and we can go every single way, every which way with politics. But man, let's keep it on football. Let's keep it on Alabama football. Let's talk about these guys, and let's keep the spotlight on the young men and what they're striving for. So I appreciate it in the comment box, and I know everybody has their opinions, everybody has their affiliations. I get that. That's part of being in this great country. But let's talk football tonight. We got another call coming in. Let's take it. Hello, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who I'm on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, this is TJ calling from Wisconsin.
Hey, what's up, TJ? Thank you so much for joining us tonight. What's on your mind, buddy?
Hey, no problem. Making the assumption that Smitty and Waddle are 1 and 2 on the receiver core. Who do you think's getting the most snap at 3, or maybe mixing it up with 3 and 4? I hear talks of Mechie and Baker, but is there anybody else you think's going to pull in some snaps that are going to be a clear number 3?
Yeah, thank you so much for the call. I appreciate it. By the way, we have a new calling system. When you called in, could you hear the show? Was that okay for you on the waiting side, just for some feedback?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Were you able to hear the show when you called in? I just want to make sure from a technical standpoint that you could hear the show while you're in the waiting room.
Yeah, it actually synced up to YouTube. It's pretty good.
Okay, cool. All right. So to answer your question, I think when you look at the wide receivers for Alabama, it starts with Devontae Smith, obviously one of the most decorated wide receivers in college football, returning to the 2020 season. What was it, 1,200 yards last year during his junior campaign. And then you got Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle, as we just talked about, so talented, could probably win the Heisman Trophy, in my opinion, if he got the football enough. Everybody knows about him, but what he did last year was really fantastic. Then I think your number 3 guy is going to be John Mechie. And John Mechie is a guy who was the 8-day MVP, had a very strong season. And then you got Javon Baker, a guy that's doing really great things as a freshman. And then you got Slade Bolden. So you also got Xavier Williams, another guy who is very talented. So Alabama clearly has depth at the wide receiver position. I think it's Smitty, Waddle. Those guys are certainly heads above the rest. John Mechie, from everything that we gather, he's having a sensational fall training camp. And I think you're going to get Javon Baker. And as I said on YouTube recently, the guy's an alpha, complete alpha male. He wants the ball. Now, he's not coming in with that freshman mentality. He's coming in with I'm ready to play like a junior or a senior. So, and then don't forget about Slade Bolden. How many times do we see, good things from him, even in that Slade Cat package? Now, I think if Alabama truly had to go to a Wildcat package, they would probably go with, I would like to see Jalen Waddle, in my opinion. That's just personal preference. But yeah, I think from a wide receiver standpoint, that's kind of the way it'll shake out. Anything else on your mind, buddy?
I think I was like everybody else with the Barmore rumors, but I appreciate you clearing that up initially.
Yeah, no problem, man. Anything else while we got you on the line?
Special teams. What are we looking at for punter? Do you think it's P. Ryan? Do you think Reichard's going to be grabbing both?
Yeah, you know what? That's a great question because we don't talk a lot about the special teams. I think when you look at Alabama's punter, I think I incorrectly said just recently that it's going to be Piron as a starter. I think that's incorrect on my part. I think there's a battle right now. I think you have Sam Johnson, you have Charlie Scott, and how interesting is it that you have J.K. Scott's little brother now on Alabama's team? Really interesting to see that. And I don't know if he's going to be like J.K. Scott. And I think from the punting situation, as I mentioned on YouTube, ever since J.K. Scott left, I mean, the trajectory went down. And it's a very important part of the game, as you know. So I think the position battle going into this pivotal second scrimmage is going to be between Piron, Sam Johnson, probably outside right now, Charlie Scott. And I think in what Saban said last night, actually, was asked about the punters. He said in an emergency situation, they'll go with Will Riker. So you got four guys that can do the job. But I think we'll have a position battle right now at that punting unit. Anything else?
What are your thoughts on Ollie Kaho? Does he see more of the field other than special teams?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question when you talk about Ali Kaho. Ali Kaho, coming back for this season, and a lot of people have so much expectations about Ali Kaho just because he came in as an inside linebacker, highly coveted at the high school level. Right now we don't know exactly if he's working with the twos or with the threes. I think with the inside linebacker position, you have Dylan Moses, you have Christian Harris, you have probably behind those guys, I think it would be Shane Lee and Joshua McMillan. And I think maybe Ali Kaho. I think Ali Kaho certainly did his thing last year on special teams. But in terms of him getting onto the field, I would like to see it. Last year he came in and he was a little light, 224 pounds. Now he's up to, I think, 235 pounds. So a little bit, with a little bit more muscle to play that inside linebacker position. But I'm curious to see if he can get onto the field. But thank you so much for the call. We got to run to the next one, but thank you very much for calling.
Hey, thanks, Kyle.
Appreciate it. All right. Good first call in. I appreciate the call in. So, the call in number is 205-850-0883. That's a new call in line number. So if you're used to the old number, update your phone book for BamaInsider.com. We got some more super chats coming in. Thank you so much. Those super chats go to Kyle Henderson tonight. So thank you very much. Is Branch losing ground on the star position? All right. Well, thank you so much. I think you have two freshmen competing for that star position right now. I think you have Brian Branch, who's a freshman, and I think you have Malachi Moore. I think both those guys, from what I gather, are getting reps at that star position. Saban likes to have those guys compete, and I think those guys are going to have a great opportunity this Saturday. But yeah, Malachi Moore certainly getting reps with the first team, and it's not surprising. I mean, he's very talented. Him coming in at the star position, that's a position that Alabama really needed to bolster coming in this season. And same with Brian Branch. I mean, those guys are definitely going to play as freshmen. And that was kind of my question as I looked to this Alabama defense, because I knew there wasn't going to be too many freshmen that played on the offensive side of the ball. But from the defensive perspective, which freshman was going to rise up, because I knew that there'd be opportunities, maybe not in the beginning of the season, but later on in the season. And I think I'm pleasantly surprised to see Malachi Moore and Brian Branch step up early in fall training camp. So good stuff with Malachi Moore. But yeah, those guys certainly competing right now. Definitely both of them getting reps with the ones. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. What's up, Bombs? I appreciate the super chat. You're always coming through, man. Every time we see you, you're always dropping bombs. So how's the center position shaping up? I think, from the center position, we'll get to those calls in just a minute. Just hang tight, fellas. Alabama's probably preference at center would be, the fact to have, Chris Owens or Landon Dickerson. I think Landon Dickerson probably be the best center overall, but I think formation-wise, it's going to work out with Chris Owens at center, Landon Dickerson at guard, and also watch for Emil Ekiyor. He could also play the center position, and then don't sleep on Darian Dalcourt. So all those guys, I think will contribute. And I don't think there's a set center. I think probably more than anything it would be Chris Owens. But I guess we'll have to see. And I'm going to keep reverting to Saturday as a day that we really find out where this team is, because I think Saturday is going to be a real game-like scenario, and we're going to find out more on Saturday. All right. Thank you so much, Bombs, for the super chat. All right. Another super chat in from Brandon. Hey, thank you so much. All the super chats come home to Kyle Henderson tonight. So thank you so much. Awesome delivery, brother. You always stay impressive. Keep up all the good work. Absolutely love the show. on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, how great will this defense be, especially in all SEC games? I mean, that's a large question mark, right? And hang on to the callers. I'll get to you guys in just a second. I think when we look at the overall defense, I mean, that's kind of the concern, because I think in the past that's kind of been the chink in the armor. I mean, this team has been so talented. And how about this? I mean, just working on simple tackling drills, right? I mean, I think there was times last year where tackling just wasn't up to par. And I think that this is from last season, where Nick Saban literally started just working with these guys, making them tackle, making them simply wrap up on the dummy, because there was times where Nick Saban probably felt that this defense wasn't up to par. I mean, I get it. Pete Golden's a defensive coordinator, but Nick Saban is a defensive guy. So I think it's going to be a great test for this defense overall to see how good this defense can step up in a 10-game conference schedule. I think there's going to provide some great opportunities and challenges for this defense like they haven't faced before. A lot comes on Pete Golding, but I think the defense will be ready. And I think the defense, as I've said many times, has a true chip on their shoulder. All right, we're going to take one call. Here we go. We're going to take the call right now. Hello, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, this is Corey calling from Trustful, Alabama.
Hey, what's up, buddy? I appreciate you calling in. What's on your mind, buddy? Go ahead.
I have a couple of questions for you. My first question is, was there something that happened with Christian Barmore in practice? Some kind of situation? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, you know what? I talked about that at the beginning of the show. I think with Christian Barmore, and if you just missed the show from the start, I talked about Barmore earlier. And what I can tell you, I don't know if there was some sort of dust up or some sort of shouting match. I know that's the rumor out there. Nobody's allowed at these practices. Nobody's allowed at these, scrimmages. But I think the talk is that there was some sort of flare up, and that shouldn't surprise you. You get a lot of these alpha males on the field, and things like that are going to happen more times than you know. But what I can tell you, and this is something that you can take home, is that Barmore was at practice today on Wednesday, September 9th, and he was at practice on Tuesday, September 8th. So if you're out there really worried about Alabama's passing attack, don't worry, or pass rush. Christian Barmore at practice, so that's a good news. What else is on your mind, buddy?
Is there a game on the schedule you look at it, you thought, okay, this game may seem tougher than we think on paper? Like, for me, this may seem crazy. Probably the Kentucky game for me, because Kentucky probably has the second best offensive line, and if our defense doesn't improve, they can just start running the ball and chewing up clock and limiting the possessions. I mean, or you can look at the Ole Miss game. I mean, I know we kind of handled Ole Miss, but Lane Kiffin's a good play caller, and he can dial up some things in the games in Oxford. And I know they won't have a lot of fans, but you just never know with a good play caller. And him being a former Saban assistant, you got to think that's got to be in his mind. So are those a couple of games you'll be keeping an eye out to see? On paper, we should win, but you just never know. Like, under the radar games.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much for calling into the show. I really appreciate your two questions. And everybody else, if you're out there, you want to get on the show, just wait. We got a call queue where you can listen into the show. So just, hang tight and I'll get with you. I know there's plenty of callers on the line right now. But I think when you look at this Alabama football schedule, and I have it up for everybody to look at, September 26th, obviously at Missouri. And I think everybody would know, Alabama. Is there even a point spread on that game? Could someone answer that in the comment box? I haven't looked. I would assume that Alabama probably opens up. I would probably put them at like a 24.5-point favorite, even on the road in Columbia. That's just how, Alabama starts off hot. But I'll tell you what, I think that Texas A&M game could be interesting. Because Texas A&M obviously coming to Bryant-Denny Stadium. I think I have, Kellen Mond is a very dangerous quarterback. In the past couple of seasons, he's given Alabama's defense fits. Not only has he passed the ball very well, he's also rushed the ball really well. And then I think that third game against Ole Miss, who knows? Lane Kiffin, he was Saban's guy at one time. So, he's going to have something planned. And they got a pretty good quarterback as well. One quarterback that's really probably might be the fastest quarterback in the entire SEC. I think we all know what Georgia has coming back, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I haven't really gave too much thought on that Kentucky game, but I can see your points on that. go into Baton Rouge. I mean, every single game, I think overall, as you look at the schedule, it's great because there's no cupcakes anymore, right? There's no like those those games where we just automatically pencil in a W. I think every single game on the schedule is going to be great. So we'll see what shakes up. But thank you so much for calling in. I got to run to the next caller, but thank you so much. All right, buddy.
Yeah, it was great to talk to you, Kyle.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, we got to go into our next caller, and let's take it right now. Hello, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
This is Alex from Cincinnati.
Hey, what's up, Alex? How you doing, buddy?
Not bad. How are you?
Hey, doing all right, man. Thank you very much for calling in on the new call-in line. We had to make some changes, but hopefully they're for the better. What's on your mind, buddy? Go ahead.
So I know that you mentioned this on BamaInsider.com. What is up with Leatherwood?
You know what? I don't know. I think there's a couple guys, that could be in or out. And I think that, you can kind of read between the lines and see what's going on. I don't think it's anything, that could be detrimental to the program. But I don't know for sure because number one, I'm not at the practice. I mean, in the past, we were able to go to these practices. And now with COVID and everything that's taken place, we only get the footage that Alabama sends to us. So we have to rely on sources. And, I've heard that Leatherwood was out, but I don't think it's anything that's going to be problematic to this overall offensive line. So I would rest easy on that.
Okay. Thank you very much. That was pretty much it. You answered all the rest of my questions.
All right. Thank you so much, buddy. Talk soon.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Call-in line is open, 205-850-0883. Going to have to get used to saying that. I know I had a couple of questions inside the comment box, so I'll go over those and check those out. What's up, Derek? I see you. Let's hope and pray no one gets hurt. Seems like now that Scott C is gone, players are healthy. What do you think, Kyle? I mean, I don't know. I think that, injuries are part of football. I mean, it's a violent game. Everybody knows that. I couldn't blame all the injuries on Scott. I mean, I don't know that. I don't think anybody knows that for fact. I mean, players are going to get hurt. But I think, what I am seeing from David Ballou and Matt Ray is that these guys are absolutely shredded. I mean, did you see Christian Harris on that interview I posted on BamaInsider on the YouTube channel? I mean, the dude is jacked. He's only a sophomore. Check out Josh Jobe. I mean, I'll try to find some photos for you guys right now. I mean, these guys are absolutely in the weight room, just completely crushing it. And I think that's a big testament to, Ballou and Matt Ray. I think Ballou is going to get him there from a physicality perspective. And I think Matt Ray is going to get him faster. I've heard that most of the players have increased their speed. And I'm wondering if one of those players that has increased their speed is Jalen Waddle. Can you imagine if you get Jalen Waddle faster? I don't know. I mean, what is he at 4.3? I think we've talked about that before. Yeah. So thank you so much, Derek. I appreciate the feedback. Always appreciate you joining us on the show. All right. Call line is open. 205-850-0883 is the call line number. Who will be the best pass rusher this season, and what number of sacks do you predict for a player? I think when you look at Alabama's pass rush, I mean, it needs improvement. As we've talked about before, Christian Barmore, who was at practice, so rest easy, fam. He could be a guy who certainly leads Alabama in sacks. I think it could be a guy like Chris Allen. I mean, Chris Allen should be due for a really big year for Alabama at the outside linebacker position, a guy that I have a lot of confidence in, and he's going to be starting at the outside linebacker position with this other outside linebacker by the name of Ben Davis, finally getting his shot, right? How much faith do you have in Ben Davis when you look at him? I think that it's time for him to really step up. I think, people have probably their concerns about him, but I think he can do the job, and I think he's going to do just fine. Leading Alabama in terms of sacks, I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to say because, there hasn't been that much heat on the quarterback, in the last couple of years. I don't know. Let's say, if things work out with Barmore and he plays like I expect that he will play, I would say maybe he could get 6-7 sacks. Will that lead the team? I don't know, maybe, but that's something that I'm looking at. Thanks for the question, by the way. All right. And just like Frederick saying, if you ever see Barmore on the field, he plays with passion, just wants to play. Yeah, I think with all these guys, I mean, especially Barmore, I mean, and just like individuals, we all wear our emotions differently. Some people are able to bottle those up a little bit more internally. Some people just play with fire. I think Barmore plays with fire. So every single thing you get from Barmore, he's going to leave it on the field. And like I said before, I mean, these guys go at it every single day. This is a long fall training camp. These guys didn't have spring ball. They should have already played a game. They should have already hit another opponent. And when they haven't hit another opponent, they're hitting whoever they see. So I think it's all part of the game. So I wouldn't be too freaked out about, these guys getting into it with one another. It's always going to happen. All right, we got David Sprinkle. What's up? How's punting going? I fielded a call earlier about this, about punting. I incorrectly said that Ty Perine was going to be Alabama's starter at the punter position. I don't think that's correct. I think there's a position battle right now. Sam Johnson is a guy to certainly keep tabs on. Charlie Scott is another guy. And then you have Ty Perine. And then Nick Saban said last night on a press conference, you can watch right here on our YouTube channel, that you have Will Reichard, who will be an emergency punter. So that's kind of, where you're looking at for the punting position, and an area I certainly think needs to improve. What's up, Lisa D? Appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining us. Roll Tide back to you. Field goal kicker. What's up, Antoine? Thank you very much for the question. Call line is open. 205-850-0883 is the call line number. What about field goal kicker? I mean, that's a good question. I think when you look at Alabama, especially in the special teams area, it needs improvement, not only punting, but also field goal kicking. I think Will Reichard's going to be your guy. I think in some situational setups, this past Saturday, there was some missed field goals. I don't know who missed those. I know they have Joseph Bolivas coming back and Will Reichard. I have faith in those guys. I think they can both do a really good job, especially Will Reichard. This guy was 4 for 7 last year before he went out with that hip flexor injury, which was unfortunate. But I think he's going to get the job done. I have faith in him. It's obviously a very important position. I mean, how many times, especially during this season, is it going to be critical for Alabama's kickers to really rise up? You're looking at footage right here of Will Reichard during the Citrus Bowl last season. A guy who started to get healthy towards the later part of the season. And as I said, I think you should have confidence in him, but it's hard to have confidence really in any of these Alabama kickers because, it is what it is. What's up, Thomas? I appreciate it. Kyle, are you from New Mexico? I got fam in Albuquerque. Yeah, I am from, my hometown is Santa Fe, New Mexico. That's where my mom lives. It's where I grew up. Still own a house in Albuquerque, New Mexico. New Mexico is such a beautiful state. Miss the food. It's where I met my wife. We lived there for a good time. And if you're new to the show, I lived in New Mexico. It's my hometown. But I also lived a good amount of time in Los Angeles, California. Went to school in Iowa. Anyone heard of Central College in Pella? And then I also lived in DC. So I've been plenty of places. We're going to take our next call. All right. Hello, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
This is Javarius Cole. What's up, Big Cal, man? Roll Tide. That's all I wanted to say.
Hey, Javarius, what's up, man? Thank you so much, man. Roll Tide back to you, man. I hope, but before you go, man, I hope you have a blessed rest of your evening. I hope you have a blessed rest of your week, and I appreciate you supporting the channel, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Roll freaking Tide, man. Ready to get the season going.
Oh, man, I can't wait. I cannot wait for some real football. Roll Tide to you, brother. Take it easy.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right. That was quick and easy. Yeah, but getting back to you, Thomas, I have, a lot of fam in New Mexico. So it's always great to get back there when I can. We got what's up, One Way Studios? Who do you think Alabama's biggest threat is this season? I think the easy answer is Georgia. When you look at that overall schedule, I think that, there's plenty of reasons to think about Georgia as being, a key competitor just because of the defensive schematics that they're going to have. And plus, Kirby Smart has had Nick Saban on the ropes. What was it? Twice. And twice Nick Saban's been able to wiggle out of that headlock and defeat Kirby Smart twice. 2 games that I was at and 2 games that were just incredible to be a part of. I think they're going to be, it's going to be a very tough challenge, but I think, Alabama will have the upside because I think their offense Alabama's offense will be better than Georgia's defense. And I think it's going to take a while for Georgia to figure out that continuity at that quarterback position. It's just my take. What else? We got Alex on here. What's up, Alex? I see you. Let me get this off the screen real quick. Another super chat in. Thank you so much. Remember, all super chats go to the host, myself, Kyle Henderson, and I. They're basically like tips. So thank you so much. I know there's a lot of people out there, who have different options for Alabama Crimson Tide football coverage. Look, I'm trying to give you the best coverage that you can get because you deserve it. You're Alabama Crimson Tide football fans, and I want to match that intensity. So, and I love to do this. Thank you for all you hard work. I always look forward to your content. Oh, thank you so much, Alex. I appreciate it. It really means a lot that you guys would super chat and tip out. I know we have a really great staff. Andrew Bone does such a great job on the recruiting front. And, I like to match that. 5 stars want to play with 5 stars. And we got some really great, staff at BamaInsider.com. Our team writer, Tony Sakalas, does a great job. Tyler Waldrop, we're getting him accustomed to working at the speed and the pace of, the SEC. Covering the SEC, it doesn't stop. It's a grind. So thank you so much to everybody who would super chat. We really appreciate it. And I put a lot into this show. Basically, like the footage comes in from Alabama. And so I chop it up because I know, you could just upload it and it's just regular footage, and that's fine. I mean, it gives you an inside look, but I want to give you a more in-depth look. I want to provide some commentary and kind of go a little bit deeper to provide that next level commentary that I think helps out from an overall perspective. And I hope you guys like it. Where's Smitty? Smitty is just fine. Smitty is doing his thing, having a very good fall training camp. I heard during Saturday going against the ones that he had a very solid showing. And I think overall these wide receivers are going to be very dangerous. Almost too dangerous for the SEC to deal with. I don't know if Smitty's going to catch for 1,200 yards again. I mean, but he certainly could. Then you got Jalen Waddle. I played this clip earlier. I'll play it again and again. I just love the wide receivers. I played wide receiver at a small university, so maybe I'm a little bit partial to wide receivers. But John Mechie, also another guy to know. And, man, I like that ball right there to Mechie. And then you got this guy, Javon Baker. Man, nice spin move, hitting that circle button. And then don't forget about Slade Bolden and Xavier Williams. So where's Smitty? Smitty is just fine. Smitty always grinding. That's where he is. Antoine saying, I think Texas A&M may be our biggest. I mean, I'm telling you, Kellen Mond, he's a problem. And if you don't have outside linebacker containment, that young man's going to run. He can throw. He's a senior. He's been productive against Alabama plenty of times. So, I think you can't sleep on Texas A&M. Let's see. Call line is open 205-850-0883. It's a new call line number. So if you're used to the old number, update your phone book for BamaInsider.com. The big dog of college football. Love the username. Do you think we'll have to play Georgia twice this year? Once in the regular season and once in the SEC title game? Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's a bad moon rising in Georgia. Everybody knows that. I mean, all they have to do is really figure out, how they're going to put this offense together. And Georgia, I mean, they have enough talent to win the whole thing. I think everybody knows that. I think when Alabama is prepping, they know that Georgia's coming. And I think that it bodes well for Alabama that first game theoretically could be, is at Bryant-Denny, and that second game, will be at Bryant-Denny East. That's what people like to call it. That's what people tell me, right? I think absolutely they're the best team in the East. I mean, I know a lot of people are talking about Florida, but I think Georgia is certainly the team, and hands down. As we continue, we got another call in. Hello, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Steve.
Can you turn the audio down in the background, please, Steve? There you go.
Hello, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com.
Yeah, just turn the volume down in the back. It will take you a second.
Steve, is that too loud?
Yeah, you got to turn it all the way down.
There you go. Is that any better?
No, turn it down and call back.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem. Yeah. Pro tip: when you call in to the show, and it's not. Who's used to calling into a show? Turn the volume down if you're like listening on YouTube, because when I call, it creates an echo, and I won't be able to hear you, and it'll be a bad experience overall. So just turn down the volume and then call in, and you can hear the show while I'm talking, and then I'll buzz you in. So that's how it works. And I know everybody's, has to get accustomed to it, but don't worry about it. Call in and we'll chat about Alabama football. So don't even worry about it. Let's see. Javari what's up, man? Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Really means a lot that you would call in and share a Roll Tide with me. I appreciate that. And like I said earlier, I hope all you guys that watch our channel that are part of this community, have a great rest of your week. I mean, this is going to be a big scrimmage on Saturday. And then after that, we're inching closer to the college football season. We're going to get there, fam. We are going to get there. Brandon, what's up, man? Thank you so much for another super chat. My goodness, man. Thank you. Do you think Christian Leary can be as good as Waddle or maybe even better or on both of the receiver spot and return to the game? He definitely seems to have elite speed. I think when I look at a player like Christian Leary, he's definitely that guy that is going to fit in after Jalen Waddle because from what I gather, I think he's one of the fastest players in the entire country, right? I think he's like one or two. There's another guy out there. I think it might be Xavier Worthy, who's also considers him, or it might be Malcolm Johnson, one of those guys. Either way, I think you need a speed guy in every class. And I like what Alabama's done in this recruiting class. You have Ja'Cory Brooks, who's your big wide receiver. You have Ajay Hall, who's another big receiver, I think at 6'3". And then you have Christian Leary coming in, who's kind of that speed guy. I think from watching his clips, he could be Jalen Waddle. But, man, it's just like Jalen Waddle he's just so special. So it's going to be big shoes to fill. I don't know who's going to fill that void next year. Maybe it will be Christian Leary at some point, but I think it's just too early, at least for me, to say that he's going to be able to be even better than Jalen Waddle. Now, Nick Saban is always able to upgrade, so don't be surprised that in a couple of years we're like, remember Jalen Waddle, how good he was? Well, Christian Leary is even better. I don't know, but wouldn't surprise me because Alabama definitely ups their guys. And now when you have Matt Ray working with Christian Leary for what will it be? 3 or 4 years? Who knows how fast he'll be? All right. Thank you so much for all the super chats. So we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Javarius, no, you won the Heisman Trophy with Waddle NCAA 14. I play NCAA as well, and I have a dynasty going. I love NCAA, so I updated all the rosters, and I did it like it was painstaking. I have a 11-year-old son, and we sat there and we added all the names, all the heights and weights when we played the season. I didn't win the Heisman, but the team's pretty good, I have to say. Let's see. What you do if the Chiefs get Waddle, right? I don't know. You worry if you're in the AFC, right? Because, the Chiefs have so much talent already, and I'm a 49ers fan, so going against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, now that was disheartening, but how are you going to stop Mahomes? Come on. Dude's crazy. Derek, what's up? 17 days away, Kyle. Let's go. My son Parker said hello. Give him a shout out. Parker, what's up, man? It's Kyle Henderson, BamaInsider.com. I hope you have a great evening. And if you're in school right now, hey, hit the grind mode because I think it's all about grinding and setting that bar for yourself, right? How good do you want to be? Do you want to be average or do you want to raise the bar? I like that 5 a.m. Eagle Club. I like to get up, read. I just finished reading The Alchemist again. Who's read The Alchemist on here? Thumbs up if you have. It's about a shepherd trying to find his personal legend and really great story. And I think if you're kind of searching for where you should be in life, Alchemist might be for you. So, I got your son, Derek. Have a blessed evening, and thank you so much. All right, David, Waddle is the best pure athlete in the country. I agree, David. this young man needs the football. It's mind-boggling that he only got the football twice against Michigan, right? I think that, I get it. He was the fourth option, but think about this. Think about the embarrassment of riches at Alabama when you can have Jalen Waddle as your fourth option during his sophomore season. I don't know. Call line open 205-850-0883 is a call line. Appreciate all the super chats. Thank you very much. They all come to the host tonight, Kyle Henderson. So I know you're out there and you like all the content. The super chats definitely help so much. So thank you so much again and again. What's up, Mark? Thank you so much for the content, the super chat. Basically like tips. If you're new to the super chat game on YouTube, basically like tips. You're like, you like the show, you like what you're hearing, you like the content. I put a lot into it. And I think it shows because it's a labor of love. Like I love doing this and I love being here. And I'll never forget what a privilege it is to live in Tuscaloosa and be able to cover the Alabama Crimson Tide. I mean, honestly, I never thought when I grew up in New Mexico that I'd ever be in Tuscaloosa covering Alabama. And, I'll never get tired of this because it's something that I really worked for. And kind of as I was reverting to earlier, like I really wanted to be at this level, competing against the best, trying to hone into my craft. And I know everybody, you have options out there when it comes to Alabama Crimson Tide football. But being here on BamaInsider.com and liking our channel, it means a lot. And, I'm just sincerely thankful that you guys are here. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you. Right back at you, Mark. Thank you very much. All right. What's up? Amber, I am a future Alabama player. I'm 13. I am Aiden Kane, one of the best DTs. Do you think Alabama will win it all? All right. What's up, Aiden? I see you, man. Thank you so much for watching our show. Man, talk about goals, right? You know where you're going. That's where it starts, buddy. I think Alabama can win it all. And one of the questions that I get asked frequently, do you think there'll be a college football playoff this year? Should there be a college football playoff? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if 3 conferences are the only conferences that want to play college football this year and that are going to try to play college football this year, absolutely. I mean, after all that we've been through in 2020, we better have a college football championship. So Aiden, keep doing your thing. I definitely think that Alabama could win the title. There's plenty of teams that could. But I think with the offensive continuity that Alabama has coming back, absolutely. I think this is going to be a big year for Alabama football. Call line open 205-850-0883 is the call on line. A lot of people commenting, on the haircut, get it at Greasy Hands in Tuscaloosa. Not sponsored by them yet. But if you're in Tuscaloosa and you're looking for a fade on the beard, or trim up, then definitely hit up Greasy Hands. Let's see. Going through the comment box as well. What's up, Ben? I see you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. What about Thaiu Jones-Bell? I haven't heard too much about him early in fall training camp. I don't think that's a bad thing. There's a lot of very talented wide receivers. I've seen him catch a couple passes on those clips that they send out, but I really haven't heard too much. Like I said, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. So maybe let's give it a couple weeks and kind of revisit on Thaiu Jones-Bell. Okay. Harris or Waddle for the Heisman, who you got? What's up, Fredo? I appreciate it, man. I love the avatar, by the way. That's a strong game. If it was me, I think the favorite, if I'm a betting man, because I know I'd win more if I bet Waddle than running back Najee Harris, I'd go with Waddle. So I'll keep it simple right there. All right. Christopher Aaron. Hey, so what do you think about the defense? You think that it'll be okay? Yeah, I think the defense will be fine. I mean, but they have to improve. Because I think over the past couple of years, the defense hasn't been where it's needed to be. And, that's not acceptable because I think you win championships with what? Defense. I think, you can have a strong offense. Everybody can have a strong offense in college football. But I think the defense, is what has hampered Alabama in the past. And that's something that needs to get fixed. Call line is open 205-850-0883 is the call line number. What's up, Nick Saban Jr.? What's up? What do you think about Jahlil Billingsley? How is he doing? So check this out. I mean, I think he is going to have a really big year for Alabama. Maybe not stats-wise, but I think as he gets onto the field and Alabama figures out how to get him the football, because think about it. Alabama, the tight end room, you have Miller Forrestall, Major Tennyson, Carl Tucker, the grad transfer, and then you have, Cameron Latu, and then you have Billingsley. Now, Billingsley, I think, is the best receiving tight end out of all of those guys. I've even heard that he could line up at wide receiver, right? So he's that talented. I don't know if he weighs enough to play the true tight end position just yet, but everything that I gathered, he's certainly, he's going to get on the field this year, and I really like all of his ability. All right, we got a call coming in. All right. Hello, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who I'm on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, this is Kyle from Georgia. What you doing, man?
The Kyle and Kyle connection from Bama to Georgia. I love it, man. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope you're having a blessed evening. What's on your mind? Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I hope you're having a blessed evening too, man. I'm just ready for to kick off against Missouri, but just what you was talking about earlier there. I hope we do have a national championship, and I do believe there is going to be a national championship. But do you think if we do have a national championship, is the Big Ten and the Pac-12 gonna whine about it? You know what I mean? Are they gonna say, "Oh, it wasn't fair," or because we didn't get to play, or we opted out?
Yeah, of course they're going to say that. Of course. I mean, everybody's going to complain and people are going to say, put an asterisk by, the title game. And all I would do is say, stay out of it. I mean, everybody had their opportunity to push forward. I get it. Different states are going through different things, but these are the programs that I think took their precautions to get their players not only safe, but, made adjustments. I mean, in my opinion, I don't know what's going to happen with the Big Ten, but all they had to do was wait. In my opinion, right? They didn't have to make that decision so early to postpone their entire season. I think they could have taken the route that the SEC and the ACC and Big 12 and just, hey, we're going to hold off. We're going to see, get all the facts. We're going to, still practice. And then on September 26th, we're going to announce yes or no. I don't know what, the Pac-12, it's a completely different situation. And I get it. It could get political and I won't get into that. But yeah, I think there should absolutely be a championship. And if people complain, they're going to complain. And probably those people that complain, they probably wouldn't even been in the championship anyways.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's like some of the coaches in the SEC said, hey, we're going to put an asterisk by that name that just in the SEC. Hey, if you win the SEC, we're going to put an asterisk by your name. You were the toughest team in the SEC.
Yeah, and I love the SEC only schedule. I mean, I'm so excited because there's so many games that, throughout the last couple of years that I've covered Alabama football where I've been, I'm like, okay, we'll probably get to see some of these younger guys play. We'll get to see Alabama really, get up or whatever early in the first half, but it's kind of sleepy. Like I want to see, if I'm watching football for 3.5 hours, I want to be entertained, number one, and I want to see quality football, number two. And I didn't see that over the last couple of years. What was that, like 4 or 5 games? It's kind of boring. So now you got 10 games where you're like eating popcorn throughout 4 quarters watching these games.
That's right, man. Hey, you putting your Reese Pieces and
Right?
your popcorn, you're having a blast. Hey, man, that's what I'm talking about. SEC, I don't know if I can say this, but balls to the wall. We're going to show the SEC who the true top dog is, and that's Roll Damn Tide.
Anything else on your mind, Kyle? Why I got you on the line?
Nah, man, I'm excited. I'm ready to get this football kicked off, man. September the 26th, baby, against Missouri. We're going to be in Missouri. We're going to show them what's going down.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Kyle. And I hope you have a blessed rest of your evening, and I hope you have a strong push to the weekend.
All right, man. You have a blessed week too, man.
All right.
Stay safe.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
All right. Kyle from Georgia. Good name, in my opinion. Just saying. Call line is open. I'll take a couple more calls. 205-850-0883 is the call line number. It's going to take me a while to get used to the call line number. It's a new number, so update your phone book. And when you call in, you can listen to the show while you call in. And then, when you call in, make sure you turn it down in the background, and I'll take care of you. Got a couple of other questions coming as well. Get those up on the screen. Let's see. What's up, Paxton? How good is secondary coming along? We know we have Patrick Surtain, but who else in this defensive secondary stands out? Just as we were talking about earlier in the program, I think, when you look at the defensive backs for Alabama, I think that, like you said, Patrick Surtain, certainly a guy that is certainly going to come along. I think you have a guy like Daniel Wright, a lot of experience. This young man right here, number 14, Brian Branch, a guy who's shining at that star position. You also got Malachi Moore, I think a guy who could do work as well. So I think the overall secondary, while you don't have a lot of guys returning with that much experience, you have of course you have good guys. It's Alabama, but I think it starts with Patrick Surtain, and I think one of the important things to know as we continue to go forward is that Patrick Surtain at that corner position is going to be very important. Nick Saban wants to keep him there. You have Josh Jobe at the other side. I think if they can figure out that star position, then they'll be confident with Jordan Battle and Daniel Wright. Don't forget about DeMarco Hellum, because DeMarco Hellum is a guy that I'm really high on. I think he could be the thumper in that group. So don't sleep on him. Okay. All right. The King. What's up? Strong avatar, by the way. I can answer that, Paxton. Brian Branch. Yeah, you're right. Just as we talked about. Paxton, back number 2. How much of Ali Kaho do you think we'll see? And how much better is John Mechie than Javon Baker? I don't know about Ali Kaho. We talked about him earlier. He had a nagging injury at the beginning of fall training camp. Don't know what the injury was. We don't like to get into that. I mean, there's privacy rules that we can't, talk about with the players, and that's out of respect. But he is back, and he is probably close to 100% because he doesn't, from the images we've seen, he's not in a black jersey. I hope he gets on the field more because I think with his ability he has so much athleticism. He plays more like a hybrid safety, in my opinion. I think he could be really effective. But I mean, right now you have Dylan Moses at the inside linebacker, and then you have Christian Harris, 2 guys out of Baton Rouge who are going to do work. Hey, how about this for some trivia? Trivia, okay? Is everybody ready? Get your pens out. How many guys are from Baton Rouge on Alabama's starting defense? How many guys from Baton Rouge are in Alabama's starting defense? Sound off in the comment box. All right. That's what I was saying too. Kyle, bring on the Nationals. Okay. Ronald Williams. What's up, Lawrence? Thank you so much. Let me take this call and then I'll get right back to you. Hello, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who I'm on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Yeah, this is Michael from Alabama.
Hey, what's up, Michael? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for calling in. Let me get to Lawrence real quick, and then we'll get going. Hang tight. Ronald Williams is a junior college transfer. Haven't heard too much about him, and if I don't mention a player, that's not a bad thing. I just I haven't heard much on him. I think he's a guy who's worked at Star. I think he's a guy that works at corner. So maybe more detail will come about Ronald Williams, over the next couple weeks. I do believe he had a pick 6 recently in some sort of scrimmage situation, but let's figure out and kind of wait on him to see what we hear more on him. All right. What's up, Michael? What's on your mind, buddy? Go ahead.
Yeah, quick question. So with the whole, of course, Mac Jones and Bryce Young situation, I think it's kind of universally thought that Bryce Young is kind of more naturally skilled at the position. Doesn't have the height, but he's still just overall a better passer, it seems to be, and just comes with a better skill set. But Mac also has that leadership and has experience in the system, understands it, and has been there for a few years. What do you think it's going to take for Bryce Young to really propel himself and maybe get a chance at, getting significant playtime this year, or maybe even starting? Because I think he is probably a better quarterback than Mac, but like I said, Mac has experience. So realistically, what are the odds you think Bryce Young can get thrown in that system, maybe to get that relationship with the receivers like Tua did, and maybe like what Jalen Hurts did a little bit?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for the call. I love talking about the quarterbacks. I think, you have Mac Jones, who's your solid veteran returning. And how great is that for Alabama to be able to lean on him, especially to open up the season with everything that's gone down? I know these guys didn't get a spring game, so that's probably hurts, a guy like Bryce Young, just because he didn't get that, that springtime to really develop the camaraderie with his teammates and kind of just that chemistry. So I think that's probably what he's working on right now. And as Nick Saban said on Tuesday night, he's working on, when we're talking about Bryce Young, working on his consistency. And I get that. I mean, imagine coming from high school, not having a spring game, and then going against Alabama's ones. I mean, Alabama's first team defense has a chip on their shoulder, as we talked about. So I think getting to your point, what's going to get him ready, I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be simple experience. And, I kind of had reservations. How much is he really going to play during that first game against Missouri? I'm 100% confident he's going to play against Missouri. You're going to have Mac Jones start the game, but I think you have to get him ready just because, number one, I think he's ready to play. But I think number two is kind of like baptism by fire. You got to get these guys really ready to go. And I think that's really going to help him. And I think from what I gather, Mac Jones can obviously manage the game very well. And I'm not calling him a game manager. I just think that he has so much ability to lead the team because he's been there before. I think he's played in 24 games or something like that. But what I gather from Bryce is he might make a few more mistakes here and there, but he might also have that magic. He might throw an interception. He might throw 5 touchdowns. So he has it, and everything that I gather, he's doing fantastic. But I'll be patient with him too. Let this freshman get into a groove. And another guy too. I mean, people don't want to talk about him for whatever reason, but Paul Tyson's also right there. And, he's a big quarterback with a lot of, experience coming from last season to this season. throws a very good ball. So Alabama set at that quarterback room, but I think to get to your point, I think Bryce Young will just be fine. I think it's just a matter of getting him game experience. Anything else while I have you on the line, Michael?
All right, last question. Yeah, do you think the experience at modern day, being the number one school for so long, I know losing John Bosco there at the end, but do you think playing at the number one school, playing at the highest level, especially in California there, against some of the best players, do you think that does give him some experience that's going to help him? I know that, the obvious answer is yes, but more likely, like how much experience? Is that like a lower college level game, do you think? Because, he's going up against the Clemson quarterback commit, and he's going to get some of those big superstars. So do you think that kind of gives him an edge more than everyone else? And how significant is that edge?
I think that's a great point. I think the thing about it is, they obviously made the jump to Mater Dei to play against the best competition to get that coaching. And it's the same reason that guys go to either, Mater Dei or Bishop Gorman or, the IMG Academy, is because they want to play against the best. And I respect the parents and the athletes that make that sacrifice to go to those schools. But yeah, a guy like Bryce going to, playing in a West Coast, type offense and getting ready for a Division I football, I think it makes a difference. And don't forget that Tommy Brown, who's an offensive tackle for Alabama, also went to Mater Dei, I think a couple 1 or 2 years before Bryce. But yeah, those schools come with it. As you know, California brings it on the high school football level. So does Florida, and Alabama's done a fantastic job at Florida. And then, of course, state of Texas. But yeah, I think the higher competition certainly helps these guys. But on the other side, jumping from high school to going against the Alabama ones, imagine having to read the defense and having Patrick Surtain and Josh Jobe out there and Jordan Battle and all those guys, alphas, all those guys ready to make a play. It's got to be tough, even for a guy as talented as Bryce Young. But thank you so much for calling in, and please call again. You had some great topics. So, write down the number, update the phone book, and give me a call next time. All right, Michael?
Awesome. Thank you so much. You have a good day.
Appreciate it, buddy. All right, good call. We got some super chats we got to get to. Sean, what's up? What's up, Sean? Hey, man, your avatar. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, man. Still remember the day. I couldn't believe it about Kobe. It sucks, man. I love the Mamba mentality, everything that he stands for, because I'm like that. I love being the best, working at the craft. I know a lot of people see work as, being stressful, and I get it. It's a grind, but man, I'm so blessed to be in this position, and I want to work and I want to get better. I want to get better from where I am now. So, sorry to go off, but man, it's just, I saw your avatar. All right. Been a member of the site for a long time. Thank you for all the great content, quality and quantity and professionalism. Hey man, you're going to get it at BamaInsider.com. Write down my email, everyone. Kyle at BamaInsider.com. Kyle at BamaInsider.com. If you have any questions about becoming a member at BamaInsider.com, email me. Try my best to make sure you're taken care of. And thank you so much for the super chat, Sean. I really appreciate it, man. It means a lot. Thank you. All right. Got another one coming in. Brian, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Means a lot that you would super chat me tonight. So thank you so much. Kyle, you do an excellent job providing info on Alabama football. You are intelligent, articulate, not just a homer. Love the suit. See ESPN in your future, man. Hey, thank you, man. I'm telling you, I like to come with it. I like to, look good, because I think that emulates positivity. I'm a positive person. I love what I do, man. And, whatever's in the future, I just hope that I can continue to, be a good role model for other people who are trying to get in this industry, and especially for, my son and my daughter. And, that's what I'm doing. And the thing is, honestly, not to make this, about me, I just put on the show, but man, this is how I am. My friends, my family, like, this isn't a front, man. This is who you're going to get at BamaInsider.com. So thank you so much. Another super chat coming in. What's up, Justin? Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Why is Leatherwood out, injury, opt out? And a question from last year, why did Saban burn Talia's red shirt just to take a victory snap last season? All right. First things first. Why is Leatherwood out? I don't know, to be honest. You got to kind of read between the lines on some of these things. If it's not a significant injury, we don't really know. So I think you're going to see this going through the season, and you can't really divulge, injury news or whatever these guys are going through because of privacy laws. So I don't think it's a big deal with Leatherwood, so we can just move forward on that. And if it is, Saban will tell us on Saturday. So that's what I can tell you. And a question from last year, why did Saban burn Talia's red shirt just to take a victory snap? To be honest, I don't know. That'd probably be a question that would probably piss him off. but I think, all coaches do different things for different reasons. Maybe Talia wanted to get in, but Talia can make up that season because the NCAA passed the waiver blanket rule. So everybody's going to get this season for free. And that's going to cause a scholarship nightmare, right? Think about all these players that can come back just next season. I think it could be a safety problem because how many, let's just take Alabama's locker room, for example. How many guys is it made for? Let's say 110. Now, if you add on 20, 30, 40 more guys, considering all the freshmen that are incoming, I mean, talk about a logistical nightmare. I don't know what's going to happen there, but thank you so much for the super chat. And, I know I couldn't answer your questions in full, but I tried my best. All right. So Kyle for ESPN. I don't know if you guys want me on ESPN because then I won't be able to talk Alabama football, right? I'll have to talk about, all this other stuff. And I don't even know if I would want to work for ESPN. I think I'm in a good spot right now. So thank you so much. And plus with the super chats coming in, I might be able to retire by 9 p.m. So thank you so much. Let's see. What's up, Joseph? I appreciate it. Call line is open 205-850-0883 is the call line number. Don't you think it's more about getting back to the roots of what built the dynasty, running the ball, than who can hand it off best? No disrespect to the quarterbacks. I think that, you got to get the football to Najee Harris, plain and simple. I mean, I think as talented as Najee Harris is, he's calling it the campaign season. And he said in his show tonight, by the way, watch it on his YouTube channel, that this is the campaign. And that campaign means that he wants the Heisman Trophy. And I think Alabama is going to do everything that they can to feed him the football often, frequently. You got to get this young man fed as well, Brian Robinson, who I think is doing great. I think what you're going to see with this offense this year, I don't know this for a fact, but it would make sense to me that if they get the football to these running backs more, then it's going to slow down the game a little bit. Because I think in the past, especially under Mike Locksley, no disrespect to Locksley, but Alabama scored almost at will. 1 minute drive, 2 minute drive. And yeah, it's like driving a Ferrari, down the street. Everybody can, drive at 200 miles an hour. But I think in the game of football, especially a game against the SEC, it's going to be a gauntlet, and you're going to need to keep that defense fresh. And I think that's hurt the defense in the past. So kind of a more methodical approach, pounding it with Najee Harris, Brian Robinson, sprinkling in some Trey Sanders, and then letting Mac Jones, Bryce Young do their thing. I think that would be optimal for the offense. Again, I've never been an offensive coordinator at the college level. It just makes sense. Call line is open 205-850-0883 is the call line number. And let's see. Got a couple more questions coming in. So Chris, so how would the punting be this season, good or bad? I don't know. I think we'll find that out probably on Saturday. As I said earlier, you got Sam Johnson, Ty Perrine, Charlie Scott working out the position, and then Will Reichert. I know I've mentioned in the past that he is a punter, but I think he's just going to be used in emergency situations, and he will be Alabama's kicker. All right, what's up, Dorsey? See you. Roll Tide from Atlanta, Georgia. Thanks for everything and all you do for the people at BamaInsider.com. Yeah, Dorsey, thank you so much for being a subscriber. Appreciate you guys being with us right here on BamaInsider.com. We got tons of information and tons of nuggets at BamaInsider.com. So thank you so much to everybody that joined the show tonight. I think it's probably time for me to dip out. I know we got a ton of super chats, man. Thank you so much. All the super chats came to BamaInsider.com me tonight. So you guys tipping me means a tremendous amount because I know you guys got options when it comes to Alabama Crimson Tide football. I'm trying to elevate the game, trying to give you the inside information that you might not get anywhere else. And it really means a lot that you would take time out of your night to join me on Wednesday. Be safe the rest of your evening. Have a blessed rest of your week. I will be back tomorrow, Thursday. Alabama will hold its 16th practice and then their 17th practice on Saturday. And you'll get scrimmage nuggets back at BamaInsider.com. So thank you, everyone, to join the show tonight, and especially to our Super Chat members. Thank you so much. And if you're not a Super Chat member, hey, it's all good, man. Just hit that thumbs up button. That helps get our channel out to other Crimson Tide football fans that might not know about our channel. So before you go, please hit that thumbs up button. Have a beautiful evening. And again, we're all blessed. And like me, man, so thankful to be in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, covering the Alabama Crimson Tide. Have a great night, everyone. Stay safe. Take care of each other. Be good people. And catch you next time right here on BamaInsider.com.